Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hopefully, you guys are having a great start to your week. I know it's been crazy over here on my front. Hopefully, it's not so crazy on your end, but to give you guys a little bit of an idea of how my day started, they're repaving our parking lot. Vincent takes the dogs out in the mornings, and I'm not going to fault him for this because, it's early in the morning, 7 o'clock, 7:30, sun's not up yet. Apparently, he walked our dogs through freshly poured cement or concrete. So I didn't realize it. I woke up this morning and I'm like, did one of the dogs walk through like dog poo? Because there was just little paws everywhere. And I'm like, what's going on? So here I am with a scrub brush, scrubbing the floors, thinking I thought it was poo. Well, it wasn't. It was concrete or cement. It's all over them, like all under their undercarriage, when you like walk, like when dogs walk, when dogs walk, they like it flings up and it goes up the back of their legs and on their bellies. Yeah, it's everywhere. So I'm a clean freak. I gave up. I was like, I'm done for the day. And when I saw that it had transferred over towards the couch into the carpet, I was like, nope, I'm done. Sorry about the coughing. So yeah, that was I was like, it has to be Monday. It has to be Monday if all this is going on. Oh, and then my dog, it was a mess. My dog likes to mark her spot. Well, as she's marking her spot, the other dog comes up and rolls around in her spot. So these dogs are getting baths as soon as V gets home. As soon as Vincent gets home, we're taking him over to the doggy bath. Oh, messy day, Jamie's Cowboys, to say the least. Yeah, to say the least. It's been a messy Monday. I was like, man, it must be Monday for sure. Because, normally my Mondays aren't like this. Usually it's like a Tuesday or something. Oh, yeah, they got to get clean. Their paws are black. And I would have done it myself, but they're way too heavy for me to keep like in the bath. The one she'll just walk right out of it because it's a walking bathtub that we have for our doggy bath. So very funny, very, very, very funny for us. But I was like, I need some laughs after today. I was like, I need some laughs. So I figured, who gives you the best laughs but, Bullhorn Betty. She did post a couple new videos, actually. She posted a live and then a video, it looks like. So we get to see her new tattoo. We're going to see all the things. We're going to see things we probably don't want to see today with Betty. But but that's Betty. She's on her community tab. She says, check out the new channel. It's really not new, though. I thought that channel had been around for a while. The Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories channel. But maybe it's just me. Also, she did remind me the verdict is in, if you guys haven't heard, for Richard Allen for the Delphi murder of Abby and Libby. They found him guilty. So, they're, Abby and Libby's are getting their justice, and it's been a long time. It's been 7 years, so 7 long years. So we'll go ahead and we'll get into this. This will give us some laughs because she always gives us some laughs. She can always at least bring the laughs with her ridiculousness. Oh, there's her tattoo there.
At the end of the day,
let me rewind her back a little bit. Oh, getting herself on the tripod. Got to get it ready. Oh, wait. I like to leave the chat on sometimes just to see. Betty is our clown. She is. She is.
Without change. Is that better? I think that's better.
I'm going to put her up to.
I think that's better.
There we go.
Hey guys, as you guys can see, I am officially back home. I've got to say, I'll wait for people to get into the chat and then we'll have a discussion on this weekend and everything else.
So whose llama was that above her head the last couple of days?
As you guys are coming in, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. I left my BFFs this morning. I've already tried to fix my hair, but I have flyaways. I don't know why. They just are what they are. But either.
Betty. Okay, hold on. I got to turn on my camera. It's just so funny that you mention flyaways. It's dark in here, so you might not be able to see me very well. Oh, wait, that's my camera from last night. Look at me. That's me from last night. Look at that. That's weird. It like froze up. But my camera was turned off. Did you see that? That's what I was wearing yesterday. Now I really have to show you guys what I look like. Let's see if it works now. No, it's not. Oh my gosh, look at that. Do you guys see it or is it just me? That's from yesterday. That is so weird. That is so weird. Okay, I'm going to exit and I'm going to come right back in. Hold on 1 second, guys. Yeah, it's just not wanting to come on. That's so weird. That's so weird. I was going to show Betty what to get. My hair's literally slicked back right now, like slicked back. I haven't got my bobby pins in yet, but I was going to show her how to do it. You got to have the right brush, Betty. You need the right brush and you need to get some Nexus or whatever you want to get, just some strong hair wax. That's all you need. And wax your head and then brush the hair back and then just hold it. Like, you know, whenever, I don't know, it reminds me of when I was in, what was it? Dance classes. Like, you know, when we would go to like, when I was in dance, I did dance for like 10 years. So I did jazz, ballet, and tap, and we would have to have our hair pulled back, you know, very tightly pulled back. And I remember that crap hurt. But yeah, Betty, that's what it is. It's not you. It's not. My hair does the same thing. My hair does the same dang thing.
Either way, I hope everybody is doing great. It's nice to see you. Who's here? Dawn, it's nice to see you. Amanda, Big Mac Mike in the house. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Stephanie, Stacy, Jackie, it's nice to see you all. Robin, Diana, Melanie, Victoria, Michelle, Eeyore Blue, Donna.
I use Nexus. I use Nexus brand everything from my shampoo to my hair oil. It's all Nexus. I like that brand a lot. But there is another brand I have, so I'll let you know what it is in just a moment when I find it.
It's nice to see you. Libby, SRK, Linda, Bookworm, it's nice to see you. Oh, Mama Dukes, it's nice to see you. Thank you. Mel B, Noah, Bobby, Michelle, Sandy, good morning, YouTuber. Mama Dukes, welcome to the crazy crew we call the Coffee Club. Princess, it's nice to see you. Dawn, Caroline, it's nice to see you. Jana, Outer Banks, Suzanne, good morning. Abby, it's nice to see you. Delilah's in her bed. Oh my goodness. She missed her mommy this trip. She missed her mommy a lot. And so Nina, it's nice to see you. Mommy. Hey, B.
What do you mean?
It's nice.
You're not her mama. Your mama's her mama. I feel like that dog's more with her mom than it is, you know, with her.
To see you. I know Chaos has got to be lurking in the bushes somewhere. So we'll give Chaos a big shout out as well. Caroline, it's nice to see you. Yes, it's covered up. So it's kind of like, it looks like it's, I don't know, like, you know, it's something.
See the point of that? See, what was the point of this? What was the point of this tattoo, right?
But
no one can see
I love it too. This case is going to be with me for a really good long while. And I can't find any reason.
This case is probably going to be with me for a good long while.
Why not to? Because this case has definitely been one for the books. This is something I've never dealt with any case that we've ever covered. I don't like it. I don't feel comfortable with it. I don't feel comfortable with what's going on, but this is not what it's about. That was done for distraction. That was done yet again to take the focus off Sebastian. All the, outrage, the pay rage, the I'm so offended, nonsense from the people that have the most vile mouths on the streets of YouTube and TikTok. I don't have time for the nonsense. At the end of the day, every time they talk about me, they're taking away from Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, which is a case that we've been covering for many months. Nobody gave a damn about this case.
There is no case, and don't you ever say no one gave a damn about this case. If the words that come out of your mouth are before I came into this, I'm going to break my own monitor with this hairbrush in my hand.
So Bullhorn Betty was on it. Nobody gave.
Oh my God. Monitors are breaking. I really wish my camera was working. Are you freaking kidding me, Betty? We started covering this case on this channel March 3rd that night, before there was even an interview with a parent. We went over the flyer. We went over, I don't know if it was a flyer. I don't even know if there's a flyer out yet, but I remember we talked about his name. We talked about his age. We just went over it, and it wasn't a whole lot out there at the time, but that's when we started covering it. And I'm telling you right now, I care. And I've always cared. And I think every single person that has put some effort into this case, and I'm talking about research. And when I say research, I mean like actually reading the documents that were out there, reviewing the interviews of people's words. Those are the people that care. Those were the people that truly care. The people that are on your team, Betty, you're right. None of them do care.
Gave a damn about Daniela Mendiola's case until Bullhorn Betty's on it. Nobody gives a rat's ass about these cases, period, unless I'm on it. And then it's condemn, destroy anybody and everybody, including the victims of these crimes. But
you came in on this case late. She came in on this case 4 months late. Betty, you know that you were late, right? 4 months. 4 months went by. You're weird.
We're on Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers because every time they do this, they take the voices of the victims away.
You're on this case because it's bringing you views. Let's get real with it, Betty. And I'll say it again. Here we go with the snake boots. People, y'all gonna hate me. That's gonna be on someone's bingo card. We're gonna have a bingo card. Snake boots.
They don't contribute to it. They don't advocate for it. They take their voice away. And many of these people have been taken in silence for life. So
who's been silenced for life? Some rude YouTuber said fake rage.
Have got to stay strong in our pursuit to keep the victims front and center.
This person, Jackie Poteet, it not fake rage. This is true. BHB has done nothing wrong. How dare you people?
We all care about Sebastian. We care about his dad that has been dealing with the unthinkable for this, without his son. He's not living his best life ever, like some other people are. He is very emotional.
Nobody is living their best life ever that has anything to do with this case.
About his son. He wants to talk about his son. He wants to make sure that every time we come on here, we're raising our voice for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, not Seth Rogers, not Bullhorn Betty, and not the POSs that were responsible to keep this voice safe. We are here for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, and we need to keep ultra focused on him. Keep him in the algorithm.
Remember when he would stay at Seth's house and he would sneak out, like he would be outside and the neighbors would have to tell him to go back inside because his dad was at work? That's keeping him real safe.
Did you guys see George Lopez is writing about it? We've got Dog the Bounty Hunter. We've got George Lopez. We've got Dog reaching out to Eric Trump.
Who'd she say? Joe Lopez? Who's that?
Donald, our new president, Donald J. Trump.
Trump is not going to do nothing. Come on now, Betty.
Trump knows Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers' name. We are getting people to pay attention. We are getting people to notice this case, and we are getting the people the information that they need to have. This child disappeared from a home, and we want answers. We want to know what happened. We want to know what happened. And I am being made an example of this speck of a community. And so we're going to make an example of what true crime can do for victims. Sebastian, Wayne, Drake, Rogers, we have been hitting home, hitting home, hitting home, hitting home, hitting home. We are raising the roofs. People around the world know this boy's name. People around the world are lighting their house up.
They knew this boy's name before you came into this case, Betty.
For green. Why? Because we advocate for the victim. It would behoove everybody that comes here and supports me. Don't look under the hood. We can no longer support these people that keep silencing these victims. And that's what they do every time they do all this nonsense and trashing and destroying and everything else. They are stealing the voice of the voiceless, not giving them a voice. We give them a voice on this channel. We take cases that we would not normally cover, that their own community is barely covering. And we make sure it goes worldwide. We make sure that the people that need to know about the details of this case know about it. For those that are...
You come in late. You came in late on this case. I'll say it again. I'll say it again. And I'll say it again.
Tuning in. I'm Bullhorn Betty. I cover true crime. We've been covering the case of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. He's a 15-year-old boy that disappeared from his home from unusual circumstances. There were lights on the outside of the house. One long light goes toward the house, and only one person wakes up in that house. We have lights going out to an unknown car sitting. This
is all coming from a neighbor that isn't even a neighbor. They live about a mile down the road. If you want to be real technical, it's at least a quarter mile to a half a mile.
In the middle of a road, on the side of the road, rather, that ends up driving off as we see another light scurry back toward this child's home. Those are the facts. The facts are this boy hasn't been seen since the evening of February 25th, other than what a worker at the Texas Roadhouse provided, and a video that was provided to show a proof of life. The last time any third party has seen this child was the evening of Sunday, February 25th at 6:30 in the evening. Nobody.
They wanted to confirm what kind of clothing he had on. And just to confirm that, yeah, that's the last place he was at. Are you? Oh my gosh.
Has seen that boy since.
Oh, take me some Advil.
According to the neighbors and Miss Bobby, nobody even seen him come home. Car pulled in the garage. So while we don't know what happened to this young boy, we definitely know what we saw with our own eyes. We definitely.
So Bobby, the neighbor, right, that lives, you have to go a street over, which is like a big, they have big backyards, big front yards. And then all the way down to the end of the street, she saw that Katie came home with Sebastian. She was just happened to be there right at that time. And she said, I don't know. She said, because she didn't say Sebastian was in the car. I guess she just said that they rolled into the garage. Makes sense. That's where people normally park their cars. But why would you be there at this perfect time? I don't believe it.
We know what was seen in the video that Nick Barris provided. And it made a lot of us feel very, very, very uncomfortable. We know the behavior that we've seen displayed since March 3rd of this case from all the parents, not just a few, all of them. We also know exactly where the father, Seth Rogers, was. We really don't know anything else about the other side other than what we were said. We were told. But no independent corroboration from anyone.
Because they don't know you nothing.
However, with Seth, we have documentation from his job. We know exactly where he was and exactly what he was doing.
Yeah. But Betty, if you want to be technical, he's got friends, I'm sure, that could be doing something for him. If he, you know what I mean? So he could be on the clock. Because if this was Chris Proudfoot, that's what you'd be saying. Now let's be real. If that was Chris and he had his little time card, they would say, oh, well, never mind. Nope, he got someone to do it for him. We talked to somebody at the construction site. They said they helped him.
Even if he was lying, we've got the proof in the pudding, right? Because we've got the documentation directly from the mouths of Babe, i.e. Davison County Jail. I don't know if you guys had an opportunity to watch the Vigil, Sebastian's Vigil. I hope you guys do. This was by far, I think, one of the best vigils we had. This was so powerful.
No.
There was not one person there without tears.
The first vigil they had was the best vigil they had. They had the best turnout. They had the best turnout out of all of them. They had food there. It was they didn't have to like go to a bar.
Tears in their eyes. I can tell you that it moved me emotionally.
Hey, Yankee Kyle.
It moved me so deeply. And then when Seth got up there and started speaking, I was in tears. Isn't it interesting how every case like this starts with a stupid storyline? I know. Starts with a stupid storyline, and then we got the drama feeders, drama bottom feeders that suck the life out of everyone, including the alive victims, let alone the dead ones. I mean, we give people voices, they take it away. What they've done to Seth is wrong. What they've done to Sebastian is wrong. And I'm going to say it just like that because they've attacked Sebastian by attacking his father. The only person that's been sitting here, everybody else in this world, from Vinnie Polican to George Lopez to Dog the Bounty Hunter, to people that do this stuff for a living, can see the light.
Vinny's been on this for a long time, Betty. Where have you been?
But it seems like all this other stuff. Kimberly says, this hit me hard. I have a high-functioning 14-year-old autistic grandson. The abuse he got from CP makes me cringe. Nothing.
Don't put your own experiences into this case. Everybody that has autism is different. We're not all the same.
Nothing to see over here, right? Nothing to see over here. Maybe if they arrest Bullhorn Betty one more time, maybe they can distract us a little bit more. I don't think we're fooled. And I think we've been maintaining positivity. We've been maintaining strength. We are here fighting for this young boy we didn't know. We're here standing next to his father, helping hold him up while he walks through the most difficult time in his life. And he has vultures on his back. Some people that he even used to call friend. It's very, very sad. A lot of people say, why, how many videos did you make for him? Oh, this, that, and the other. It's because this is social media, not mainstream media. We have to keep his name every day in the algorithm. Otherwise, he goes cold on these streets. That's how it works. We're very good at what we do to keep these victims' names alive and well on social media.
You do the mostest. That's why you try to get people. Well, you do get people fired from their job. You stand out in front of people's homes, Brian Laundrie. You stand out in front of other people's homes and get people arrested and say you'll bail them out, and you don't. Quentin Simon. You spit on people in the public that live in the public in these areas. Idaho 4. You have 4 protection orders against you from 4 different people. Sebastian Rogers. Do I need to go on? Does anyone now have anything to say? So I thought I saw a comment earlier, so I just wanted to make sure, we got everyone on the right page.
In absence of good investigative work. I was actually going to name this. I talked to Seth. Seth wants this always to be about Sebastian, but I was about to name this, Dear Nick Barris, do your job and go through what investigative journalism is. And it's not sitting on your ass and picking up the phone. Hey, Sumner County, got any news for me today? No, investigative journalism is taking the facts of the case and looking into them.
It's not doing what you do, though, honey.
So maybe somebody needs to advise Nick Barris to do his damn job.
But I thought you were press. Where's her press credentials?
And quit dogging on social media because we outperform him. Just saying.
Outperform him in what? Outperform him in what? There's not been a crime. There's nothing's been going on. What the hell is she talking about? What do you mean outperform him in what? And getting in trouble? Yeah, outperformed him in that.
Because we are Sebastian's army. When we see an obstacle, we go over it, under it, or around it. Period. We walk through the fire. We see the evil each and every day we're on these platforms. And you know what we do? We continue to go through the walk to make sure that the victims are victorious, that the victims have a fighting chance of being found, that the victim's name is known across this country and across this world without exception, without hesitation, and without government influence. We have a love of help. We have a love and a purpose to give these victims their voice, including, say, the victims such as Seth Rogers. When I hear people say, oh, he's playing
victims just like Katie and Chris,
and a victim card, are you kidding me? Until you have a missing child that you don't know where he's or she is at, I don't want to hear about this victim card.
I don't care. He can play the victim all he wants. Just don't talk about his son's essay.
I don't want to hear that anymore. Because this man went to work on a normal day, and when he left work, his whole entire world came crashing down. He is a victim. He's the only one out here making waves. He's the only one out here making noise. He's the only one still working every single day to find his son, bringing in all kinds of professionals, all kinds of people, and moreover, getting national and international attention. That is this work.
I wonder how Dog and them got into this. They just like contact Seth and they're like, yeah, this is who we are. Or did Betty contact them?
Of Seth Rogers by building his team with the help of Tony Mathis, the help of Dog the Bounty Hunter, the help of Nick the Hat. None of this would have been possible without them.
You know what else wouldn't have been possible? A lot of misinformation that's been spread around, lies, bull crap. Anything. I mean, like, really. Where's Hong? I want to know where Hong is. Hong, please send proof of life. I need proof of life for Hong. Proof of life, Hong, where you at?
None of it. We have to get serious.
Did he get kicked off the team?
About this beautiful boy. Guys, do you realize how happy this boy was? How much he loved life? And he was always in trouble. How can a boy that never leaves his house?
You're right. Yeah. So Nick got Dog involved, but okay, so Betty knows Nick the Hat allegedly because she sold him a picture of Dog the Bounty Hunter outside, I believe, the Laundrie's home. I know that's a lot to take in. And so I guess Nick the Hat still owes Betty $400 for this picture that she gave to him. It was a picture of Dog. So maybe she's waiting, trying to get her money. I don't know.
House always be in trouble.
But they all know each other. They all know each other. Like,
always.
They're all connected.
Think about it. You guys have normal kids. Think about the how many times did you just want to pop their head like a pimple for them staying out too late, or them taking the car when they didn't have permission, or God forbid smoking cigarettes or having a little booze, which kids do. Like, you guys have real reasons for your child to be in trouble. How can a boy that stays home all the time be in so much flipping trouble?
What are you talking about?
Has anybody even asked that question?
Who's in trouble? Is she talking about Sebastian? Hold on.
Well, kids, think about the how many times did you just want to pop their head like a pimple for them staying out too late, or them taking the car when they didn't have permission, or God forbid smoking cigarettes or having a little booze, which kids do. Like, you guys have real reasons for your child to be in trouble. How can a boy that stays home all the time be in so much flipping trouble? Has anybody even asked that question?
I didn't know Sebastian was in trouble. He doesn't look like he would ever really be in trouble.
He was happy. Even with all the times he just...
But you just said he was happy. Usually if you're in trouble, you're not happy.
Seemed to stay grounded and in trouble. He still found a way to be happy. He found comfort in going to his dad's house. He didn't like the fact he was going to online schooling, but his dad, was worried about him adjusting. He was about to go live with his dad. The father that loved him, the one that we learned at the beginning of this case,
take him out of school.
On the sideline rooting.
Take him out of school. Take him out of the things that he has his structure, and then take him off his medication. Coming from somebody that has autism themselves, Betty. If Seth got a hold of Sebastian, he was going to, and I'm just trying to be real here. He was going to take away his structure, because I'm sorry, but schooling gives you structure. It gives you social skills. It gets you ready for the future. You need that. I've been homeschooled and I've been to public school. Then Seth's going to be at work. So Sebastian's going to be at home for 12 hours all by himself. But they make it to where he seems like he's so disabled where he couldn't be by himself. So I guess it was a bad idea, in my opinion. And Katie, in my opinion, saw that it was a bad idea.
For their son.
I mean, literally, you're going to take him. Okay, maybe you'll keep him in therapy, but they want to have him on medication, and you're screaming no. And you've been kicked off of a base before for trying to be saying screaming and yelling and hollering. So you're going to tell the doctors, the psychiatrists, the clinical, the people that work in this field, you're going to tell them no medication. A lot of times you have to have like a medication to start a recovery or like a treatment plan. Then sometimes you can come off the medication. But if he's an insomniac and he's having these like different issues, medication is not a bad thing.
And for him to not even know.
And don't take someone off of their schedule and don't. I not all people with autism are like this, but a lot of people that have autism do not like change. Even if it's you moving their pencil from the left side of the keyboard to the right side of the keyboard. I mean, a lot of times they can have full meltdowns because of that kind of stuff. Imagine. Now think about, would you run away?
Know that the Department of Children and Family Services were involved in his son's life and being blamed because he didn't know. It's just unfair. Sebastian Wayne Rogers.
Has she read the DVRO paperwork or saw the bruising on Sebastian? From Katie's point of view, when she wrote it, she said that Seth did that. Now, I don't know because it's from Katie's point of view.
Is a 15-year-old boy. He stands about 5 feet, 5 inches tall, 120 pounds, dirty blonde, light brown hair, brown eyes, slender. We need to find him. If you don't know what he looks like, look at the thumbnail. If you think you've seen him out there, please reach out to the law enforcement in your community. File a report. You think you've seen somebody else associated with the case? Do the same thing. We've got stuff all over this country, credible leads. Nobody has stopped looking for this child. Nobody has stopped producing leads for this child, except the hate channels because they've never produced one lead. One credible lead.
Well, credible leads. So, okay, well, why don't we have Sebastian back? Like, what's going on with these credible leads?
We don't know. There's been a lot of things that we don't know about. I don't know if you guys watched Vinnie Politan's Tangent. I don't know. Me and another friend that I took with me to the Vigil.
You said something that you didn't like
that's heavily involved. We were listening to it on the way back, you know. And while they did go off on a few tangents, i.e. tangents, they kept it focused and grounded about Sebastian Wayne Rogers. And, you know, Vinnie Politan had a lot of powerful things to say. And trust me, they do not engage in the nonsense of these hate channels. He does not, I can guarantee he doesn't have any qualms with anybody. He doesn't judge anybody, but he ain't blind. This man's a very smart. He's been doing this for a really, really long time. He's already had the up and downs of the hate channels before in the past, whatever the case may be. The people that have seen the paperwork know that this is a bunch of manure. Legal professionals outside of a specific county know that this is manure. What does it say? Want to be sleuth and something? Says embarrassed of Sebastian. Those two seriously suck. Can you imagine being trapped in? No comment. No comment. Don't need to break out in those silver cups. No comment. That's going to be my new thing.
That is no a comment right there.
Why is Leilani in prison? You know what? Well, she was convicted. But, you know, me and the chief of police out there in Savannah County didn't see eye to eye because we don't let people that murder their children lay in bed for 5 weeks before they're arrested. Especially when they're on double probation in 2 different states and can't pass a piss test. You know what you do? You violate the probation. You put them in jail until you build the case. That's what you do.
You can't do that.
You definitely don't let a child, a baby, K-I-L-L-E-R, sleep in their bed comfortably, smoke marijuana, and get drunk. That's what you don't do. But you know what? In all fairness, no offense to my Democrat family in here, but, you know, they're more liberal in that community. And that's the problem. And I keep wanting to know, you know, obviously Sumner County's following suit. So how many people are liberal there? I mean, it seems like they voted red. I'm just saying, you know, I mean, I'm just an observer.
Liberal doesn't make you like a wuss. What are you talking about, Betty?
The person not being offensive, just being observant.
Because me and her are completely on different political sides of the spectrum. And I bet you, if it came to me and Betty yelling at each other or getting into a fight, like an argument, I'm going to say fight because I would never fight Betty because that's just stupid. An argument, a debate, I would take her down with my words every single time. I just know how to use my words. It's called respect. But believe you me when I tell you, your girl learned from the best. And his name was Kenny. That was my dad.
Sorry, I was making my grandson breakfast. Good morning, the real me too. It's nice to see you all. Thank you, Melanie. God bless you. The TBI are turning a blind eye to the bees, who are wonderful community members who have themselves surrounded by attorneys, which makes Ellie afraid to investigate them. Well, I'm surrounded by a bunch of attorneys from the state of Florida to Tennessee to Pennsylvania. So
why they keep saying that Chris has all these connections with like the police whenever in fact it's actually Seth, if you want to be technical.
I would be a little concerned too, because, you know, at the end of the day, we do have a federal lawsuit identifying what's going on in Tennessee as part of the basis of the lawsuit as well. So, because it just shows the coordination of these folks. But anyways, good morning, Victoria. I hope you're doing better. Doing better.
Hey, let me know. Has Clue been going live over this? I haven't been over on her channel in a while, so I was just wondering if you guys would know.
Doing well. I don't know if you're doing better. It sounds like I know you got some problems over there. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Justin for all. I heard you had a new baby. And I heard the baby got a bath and was.
Do they have like? I mean, I don't want to judge anybody on their animals or anything, but a monkey and I don't know. Wouldn't that monkey be climbing on the chandeliers and doing monkey type of things? Like throwing poo and, you know, like what monkeys do. I don't know. I mean, I hope he made the right decision. I hope that monkey is, you know, good to go.
Squealing a little bit. Aww. Oh, like I almost wanted to take a day trip over to your house. But
do you remember? Do you remember when Betty was in jail just like a couple months ago, and you know, she right after she got out of jail, she was cussing him out, talking about how he was like the worst ever, and he's just the worst. He won't stand for nothing. Blah 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 blah. Now they're all friends. See, I don't trust people like that. Okay? I don't. If you catch me talking about somebody and then you see me over there hanging out with them, question it. Because I wouldn't do it. Like, it's weird. This is weird. I didn't do this crap in high school.
You're too far away. I want to see this thing. I didn't even catch your monkey's name. Monkey see, monkey do. Did your husband not laugh?
I agree,
don't laugh at me. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. But I was talking to the gal that was riding with me up to the vigil, and I said, I think Justin has baby fever, and his husband said, nope, we ain't having any more babies. So he got himself a monkey. I do believe he got a little bit of baby fever.
Justin has babies. Justin has kids.
I thought that was adorable.
I didn't know that.
I thought that was adorable. It's nice to see you. So I hope everybody's doing well. That's exactly what he said. I know people don't think. See, I know these things. I know these things. I don't know how I knew it. That's the first thing. When I saw it was a monkey, I'm like, monkeys are like, I'm probably gonna get crucified for this. Monkeys are like little babies, you know, because they're the most comparable to a human being. You know, if you talk about evolution, they say that we come from, you know, whatever. So that's what I was thinking, because you got the diapers that, you know, you get to teach them to communicate. Oh, good God. You know what, Justin? I expect somebody to be offended by that comment. I'm sure they're going to make 50 freaking videos. There Betty goes again, talking about animals being human beings. Aw, they even share the same. Aw, that's. Well, I got to say, congratulations on the new baby.
I didn't know that he had kids. I don't want. Man, I hate to say it. I'm nosy. I don't want to see it, but you know what I mean when I say, like, I hope you guys, everyone knows when I say things like, you know, oh, I'd like to see his kids. Because, I mean, I just picture them being, like, adorable. I don't know. No, I don't need to see them. But you know what I mean? Like, when I say those things, I don't mean, like, it in, like, a, you know, I don't need to see them because, you know, obviously they're his kids. But, yeah, oh, my gosh. So, Justin has a set of twin boys. Because I don't really know Justin. I mean, you know, I just know him from the platform. And kids are just, I just love kids. Oh, twin boys. And then adopted a little boy. Oh. Oh, that's sweet. That is sweet.
Congratulations. So if monkeys are like babies, then why is it okay for baby monkeys to be ripped from? Oh, good gracious. You know what? Don't get offended somewhere else. You're a freaking idiot.
Someone
Don't listen
said,
to them,
don't be
Justin.
ripping the
You know what the
babies
problem
away
is?
from
They're
their
so jealous that
mom.
they can't even keep an animal alive. That's what it is. I'm sure they've got bigger problems than anything that we can help them with. Are you
Well,
okay?
no, but that's a valid question.
Are you okay? She's just laying on her bed and just starts coughing. Hi. Come here. You want to get you? No, you just like staring at me. My baby was so happy to see me. She was so happy to see me. Doesn't matter what species, they're all babies. Yeah. Yeah. And the way that person can think about it is they're not being ripped away. What ends up happening is they go on to live independent lives, and their parents are usually, people are allowed to have pets. It's not up to anybody else to decide what pet's right for them. I bet you if that lady that was sitting there complaining and bitching and moaning, she probably has an animal at home that was ripped away from their mother. And if she doesn't, she probably needs one. Might change her attitude. I can always tell which ones are women because you guys flap your damn gums without thinking.
What she said about us women? Betty. Let's hear that again.
Probably has an animal at home that was ripped away from their mother. And if she doesn't, she probably needs one. Might change her attitude. I can always tell which ones are women because you guys flap your damn gums without thinking.
Because we flap our gums without thinking. Betty, are you a woman?
What about babies? Hi, Delilah. Yeah, she's here. She's just staring at me. She's just down there staring at me.
You're one of us, Betty.
She's having hiccups right now. That's the problem. She's having hiccups. Betty, twins from Michigan. Aw, love you. Love you too, guys. My puppy's mom rejected the litter at 6 weeks. I was more than happy to take her away and give her love that she needs. Yeah, come here. Come here. I ripped you away from your mommy too and gave you a bigger, better mommy, didn't I? Gave her a bigger Betty. Look at her. And she's so happy. It's better than being in the wild where she can be attacked by something and killed and mauled. So I gave her a nice little happy home, and she loves it so much that when I left her at my best friend's house, she cried. She cried for mommy. She missed me so much. She missed me so, so, so much, didn't you? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Betty.
Justin, I'm anxious awaiting your trip to Waco, Texas. Are you going to Waco? Are you coming?
Delilah and Pearl need a play date, someone said.
I just wanted, I just watched I'm Elizabeth Smart and crying. I want that for Seth, for Sebastian to come. We all do. We're praying. My opinion of the case is one thing, but at the end of the day, I'm following leads, I'm following information. It's a little bit different. I want to be wrong. I want everybody that's been talking about this case. I want the statistics to be wrong. There's nothing that would make me happier in the world than for the statistics in this case to be wrong. We have been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. I can tell you, Seth has been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting just for a nibble, just for a nugget, just for something to bring his son home or break this case wide open. And it just takes time, and it takes dedication, and it takes passion. And it takes thick skin to keep this going, to keep Sebastian's name out there, to keep it alive. We on social media will not let this.
Whatever happened to Summer Wells then, okay? What about that? Like, can we go back? You go back to Summer Wells and you finish that one out, and then you come and finish this one out.
Child go until he comes home, or those that are responsible for his disappearance get exactly what they deserve. And I mean that. Exactly what they deserve. We stood out in front of Sumner County jail, right? I went there before the criminals did, right? I didn't break any laws, but I stood out there and I wanted everybody to know exactly where they're going to be going. That this child, one hair on this child's head is going to hurt. One hair. That's where they're going to go. I'll be happy to sit my ass there. I will be happy. I will volunteer to go. Right? If it brings this boy home, or it gets these idiots off their butt to search for him and find him. We need Sebastian brought home. I seen the pain. You guys all saw the pain in Seth's eyes. That man is a broken man without his son. A little bit different than what we see on the other side of the aisle. I don't know about them. I could care less about them. I care about Sebastian.
No, you cared a whole lot about them.
And I care about keeping his father in a positive place, so he has hope and strength to keep moving forward. That vigil was about hope and strength. We had the best of the best there. Brad was there talking about it. We had Seth there talking about it, and that powerful message from his spiritual advisor. Wow. Just wow. I was going to chop that up and, do each three in 3 separate videos, but I just don't feel that it would have given you the power of what we were feeling. And trust me, what you guys felt online hearing that doesn't compare to how it felt being there in person. I'm very thankful that this vigil went off without a hitch, that this father could honor his son and bring awareness to his son and talk about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. We were all talking about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. We weren't talking about our problems. We weren't talking about what we were going through. We're still not going to, because we need to advocate for Sebastian. Sebastian is the one that's missing. Nobody cares about Bullhorn Betty when a 15-year-old child's missing but idiots. Okay? But a bunch of idiots. Sebastian is what name needs to be ringing across these social media platforms. Not Seth, not Tony, not Bullhorn Betty, not Nick the Hack, not Dog the Bounty Hunter, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And if you have any information, even a scintilla, did you see somebody somewhere? Did you see Sebastian somewhere? Reach out to the Memphis FBI office. Because I can tell you, I've talked to a lot of people that reached out to Sumner County, and it doesn't seem like they give a rat's ass about taking any information or calling people back to get the leads or anything like that. So let's just not even worry about the people that aren't really looking into this. And let's start getting this stuff over to the FBI. Let's start reaching out to 833-TELL-DOG. Do you have information? Are you in Oregon? Are you in Canada? Are you in New York? Did you see anything? Did you hear anything?
Yeah. Seth, about the Joe. Oh, man. Yeah.
Reach out to 833-TELL-DOG. We need leads coming in. Leads have been pouring in and moving this case and giving people, at least the investigative team, a path to search. Everybody on these social media are saying the case is going cold. It couldn't be further from the truth. It couldn't be further from the truth because I can promise you almost on a daily, at least several times a week, I'm sending leads off to Tony for Seth's team and Dog's team. We've got two investigative teams working on all of the information. So anybody giving you this line that this case is cold is so full of crap and has their head up their own, you know what? They don't even know what they're talking about. These are legitimate information and leads that are being followed. Everybody is taking this case seriously. Everybody. Sebastian is loved by a whole bunch of strangers, a whole bunch of people that want nothing but to bring this boy home safely. And we have got to keep his name out there. For the creators that have been covering this case, he needs daily contact, daily touch. Keep his name in that algorithm. Keep letting it go further and further. Keep letting the world know we're not giving up, because the more we fight, the more we fail to give up, the more we...
Betty, I'm sorry, but we have to cover other cases on my channel, because unfortunately there are other missing kids out there or other, unalived people that we need to cover. Now, I do that. And I get my 500 views. I get my literally $1.30 for my videos. But you know what I've got, Betty? Integrity, class, dignity, respect. I can go to sleep at night and know I did good using my platform for good for that day.
Go through.
And I don't just sit on the couch and just bull crap for like an hour about how the parents are terrible, except for Seth.
Through the walk of trying to find this child, the more people with power are going to hear this, the more resources that will continue to come into this case to help bring this child home and bring this child home safely. And we can't think of any better avocation than getting his name out further and farther than it ever has before. We have our opinions about the crap that he was living in. And we are entitled to be outraged because of the crap he was living in.
Oh, okay.
But being outraged does not bring this child home any quicker.
The bowling, the going out to eat, the $600,000 home that you lived in. Okay.
Real information, real detail, real contact, calls with Dog. That's what's going to bring this home. Do you have a lead that you turned in to Sumner County or TBI that never was followed up on? Reach out to 833-TELL-DOG.
Please don't.
Did you see something that TBI and Sumner County blew off? Reach out to 833-TELL-DOG. Did you find something that Sumner County nor TBI would go check out? Reach out to 833-TELL-DOG. Do you know how many people have reached out to me and said, I turned this in, I turned this in, I turned this in, and nobody would take it seriously? Nobody would look into it? Well, we have two teams that are taking it serious and will look into it. It is as simple as reaching out to 833-TELL-DOG or reaching directly out to the Memphis FBI. If you have firsthand knowledge of something very important, reach out to the FBI, then call 833-TELL-DOG. Are you in Canada? Did you see something? If you saw something, say something. Reach out to the Memphis FBI and reach out to 833-TELL-DOG. This child didn't vanish. This child, in my opinion, didn't walk out of his home. Why? Because there's no evidence he did, including...
Okie dokie. If he didn't walk out of his home, then where is he? How did he get out of there? And how did it not get picked up on the camera if they came out of the driveway or out of the out of the garage in the car? Someone tell me.
His shoes are still at the home. Everything of his possessions that he loved are still at his home. This child is not a normal child. He's autistic. And if anybody, which a lot of people in my chat knows their children, knows their grandchildren, and knows family that have autistic children, that behavior does not bode with autism. Because they're out of his home. Why? Because there's no evidence he did, including his Memphis FBI, and reach out to 833.
What'd she say?
This child didn't vanish. This child, in my opinion, didn't walk out of his home. Why? Because there's no evidence he did, including his shoes are still at the home. Everything of his possessions that he loved are still at his home. This child is not a normal child. He's autistic. And if anybody, which a lot of people in my chat knows their children, knows their grandchildren, and knows family that have autistic children, that behavior does not bode with autism. Period.
What, walking out without shoes? Yeah, it does. Eloping. Betty. It's called eloping.
It doesn't bode with autism. Autistic children do a lot of the same things over and over again. For example, if a child ran away or was known for eloping, it would have happened in younger years and persisted into the teenage years. It wouldn't just all of a sudden, teenage years. Now we have an eloper.
Nope, they do.
It doesn't work that way. If a child is accustomed to putting on shoes and socks every time they leave their home, they're not going to wake up one day and say, oh, I don't need my shoes and socks today. It doesn't work that way. Could somebody have coerced or, had him come out of the house? Okay, well, if that's the case, there would be evidence because it would be called a forensic data trail, which there is none.
Forensic data trail that he didn't have a cell phone with him.
So in order for somebody to be talking to him online, there would be evidence that somebody's talking to him online. There is none. So whenever you look at this case, all the professionals are not leading to abduction. All of the professionals that have been doing this for years and years are leading to foul play. It's not Bullhorn Betty. I'm saying it too. But it's not just Bullhorn Betty.
No, they're not.
It is professionals that have been doing this longer than Eric Kraft.
They need to shut up because the FBI, the TBI, all of them are saying there is no evidence.
Addict's been alive. Just saying.
Betty,
and we trust their judgment and opinion. Why? Because we've been watching them for our entire life. Pat Brown, Peter Hyatt, Vinnie Politan. Very smart guy. Very smart guy. Nancy Grace. Ballsy, thick skin.
Leave her
love
out
that
of
lady,
this.
woman. She don't take no.
Nancy gets a lot wrong, though. This is you all know me, and I have my 6-foot cardboard Nancy cardboard cutout. You know I'm a ride or die Nancy fan. But how many times do I have to pause it? Because I know my cases that I cover. And I will pause it and say, no, Nancy, that was wrong.
No shit. These are the professionals that I look at and I turn to when I'm trying to get and understand things. If you guys haven't watched Vinnie Politan's most recent tangent, he met with had a show with 3 people. I didn't get to watch it, so I don't know who was on the show, but I was listening to it on the way back, and I really like it. I mean, even the tangents and stuff like that, it was wild. I learned a lot about kidnapping and abductions on that show. Things that were well before Bullhorn Betty was even born. Some of the stuff going back to 1973. I was born 1979. This happened 6 years before I was even.
You were not born in 79. Was she really born in 79? I'm not believing it. And I'm not saying that to be mean. But I'm saying I was born in 85. This picture, I just took this picture that I'm this little one that I'm talking of, this one right here, a couple weeks ago. Ooh, stress really ages a person. And I'm stressed.
Born. Man, we had a wild country back then. It's a little crazy now. But man, they had some brass balls back then. I'm talking about criminals. Some of the criminals this day and age, they just. If you guys don't know, please go out and give a thumbs up so this gets into the algorithm. Do you have any idea how many cats I would have if I didn't get rid of them as they get older? Well, I'll tell you, 32. Wild cats are pregnant all the time. I've given 6 spaces in my home. That's enough. Gotcha. Yeah, people don't realize these they can go out and live in the wild and be killed. You can give them a great home, especially domesticated. They're already domesticated. They're already around people. They'll never be able to go out in the wild again. What is somebody supposed to do? Just keep them? I mean, people, like I said, you can't talk to idiots. It makes you look like an idiot.
You're an idiot.
And we're not idiots over here. Maybe some people in the bushes that are watching are, but I looked into other children taken away. The only similarities was blonde hair, blue eyes, live near schools, but the evidence isn't leading that way. Yeah. And I'm very alarmed with the amount of active missing kid cases that they have in Tennessee.
Come to Ohio, Betty.
So ours is pretty good. We have a lot of kids that go missing, on a yearly basis, but most of them are all found, in short order. And when I started that video out, we had 5 on the list. And when I went to go capture the screenshot, there was only 4. So even one of the actives were found. So, we have a very good track record here in Florida. Doesn't mean that people here are.
That's not missing kids total. That was just active, like alerts or something.
Any less crazy? No, it doesn't. It just means that
she doesn't know what she's talking about in her own state.
Law enforcement in the state of Florida, and they do their damn job. We pay a lot of money for our politicians in here to get the right laws on our books, so our law enforcement has laws so they can do their job. They're not sitting there with their thumb up their butt, closing their law enforcement offices nights and weekends so they can have a party. They actually work and make sure the buildings are safe spaces because they're public buildings that should be there for their public. There's a lot of problems in the state of Tennessee, and there's a lot of excuses coming out about why they can't get it right. I don't like excuses. I like action. We don't give excuses on this channel. We put action behind it. If we're going to have complaint about something, you bet your bottom dollar we're going to be working behind the scenes to make sure that we advocate for the problems, that we advocate for the new laws, that we advocate if people are broke, they get the money from the state like they're supposed to. We're one of these people that believe in law enforcement, but the law enforcement actually has to follow the law and apply the law fairly to everybody, whether they're a taxpayer or an outsider, which makes me sick to ever hear that, but I've heard it so much because there's constitutional regulations that prevent counties from conducting their business in that way. Just saying. I never believed that Outer Banks, but there's been a lot of stuff that I've been proven wrong on, to be honest with you.
Like a lot.
Looked into that. The problem is that nobody saw anybody ever visit that house. Very, very seldom. Very, very, very seldom. The neighbor.
Nobody comes and visits me. Not one time. Not one time. Only people that have ever came to visit me. I've lived here 7 years. Anthony, my brother's who I'm talking about. I've went and picked up my nieces and nephews and they've come up. My brother hasn't been here. Nobody. So I guess I'm weird too.
Neighbors knew of Sebastian, but never saw him.
But
again, that makes me wonder.
People are invited as long as you call, text, and I know who you are.
How a boy can be in so much trouble when he never left the house. But he was always in trouble. He was always in trouble. Nothing that boy could do was right. It just seems awful to me, But again, that's just me.
She is, oh my God, she's
when did this come out? Sonia just sent me something. Might as well address it right here. I don't know if this has anything to do with it. I'll just read it. I just got it, so I haven't looked into this yet. It said, and I just want to forewarn everybody before they say I'm freaking out. I just got this. I'm just reading it as is. I'm not saying anything until I finish reading it. I'll give you my commentary after. On November 8th, Hickman County, Tennessee, human remains were found in Duck River, a community of Hickman County, Thursday. The body was discovered along New She Boss Road in Duck River. The TBI agents have been called to the scene to assist with the investigation. It is not known if the remains are male or female. Investigators believe the body has been there for at least, I don't think this is it because, but there's somebody's loved one is missing. Investigators believe the body has been there for at least 1 day. No additional information was immediately released. Guys, if you live in and around Hickman County, Tennessee, and you're missing a loved one, please reach out to that county. If you haven't seen a loved one in at least 24 hours, please reach out. If you've heard of a friend or another family member that has been asking about someone missing, please reach out to them. If you know where New She Boss Road in Duck River is, and and somebody in your community is missing, please reach out to Hickman County, the police department, or TBI. I'm sure you can just call 1-800-TBI-FIND. I'm sure that's a good way to get that. I don't know who this is, but it sounds like somebody is missing a loved one, and that loved one was in grave shape. So I know we get a lot of Tennessee people here, following me because a lot of our cases that are unsolved are in Tennessee, and we outline exactly why we believe a lot of these cases are in Tennessee. If I could say anything to Tennessee law enforcement, public officials, Congress, everything, it's that something has got to change. Your children are not being protected.
Right.
It's proven. Your children are not being protected in that state. That has got to be a number one priority for that state, because there are so many children per capita missing in that state as opposed to other states. It's disgusting. It's sickening. And people like me are getting fed up. And people like me have voice, have platforms, and can vocalize our frustration. And right now I am facing going to jail for expressing that frustration. There's something wrong with Tennessee and the children in Tennessee, and it's got to be fixed and it's got to be corrected. So if you are an advocate there, you have political power, you have political pull, get your butt wherever you need to go and start advocating for these children and start making laws that are going to help protect these children a hell of a lot better than they've been protected for the last flipping decade. Something has got to give in the state of Tennessee. If there's abuse in the home, you pull them out. We're sick and
She's
tired of you shipping the kids
lying.
off. We're sick and tired of you not having enough resources. We're sick and tired of you letting these kids lay in those abusive homes without any help. We're tired. And believe me, the power of the mouth, the power of our words, the power of our platforms will get things done. If we have to make Tennessee look like a pile of
And then
poop,
she calms
that's
down.
what we're going to do if that's what's going to inspire change in that state. Children should have a right to live without abuse, and certainly live without the idea of possibly being unalived at the hands of their abuser, which in most cases are their parents. Tennessee needs a lot of help, a lot of help. And we have got a lot of work to do. We need Sebastian's Law. We need to be working with...
Sebastian's Law would be what? There's not been a crime.
The Congress to pass Sebastian's Law. We need to force the state to investigate these cases criminally if that child is missing, forensically if that child...
How about Sebastian's Law would be like, maybe if you have a kid that's diagnosed with autism, no matter how old they are, you must install alarms in your home. Like that could be Sebastian's Law, something like that. Betty, you need to just think about it for just a minute. Just think about something for a minute before you say something.
Child is a runaway. We want to make sure that days and weeks aren't lost because you think parents are good parents, even though you had CPS reports in your hot little hands and failed to disregard them. There's a lot to be said about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, but what I can tell you is all the photos that I saw, he was happy. He loved life.
But you just said that he hated his what?
He loved playing video games. He loved being with his dad. And right now he's not. That is a tough pill to swallow. Today is Veterans Day. I want to tell all of my military family and friends, thank you for your service. I want to honor the people that have given the ultimate sacrifice to give me this right here and the ability to use it. I want to thank all of those people that have given us as...
Okay, we don't need to listen to the last bit of her. He was happy and abused. Yeah. Everybody take your blood pressure now. All spooky, the laugh is just something else. I wonder if my laugh sounds like sped up, though. I don't even want to know. I don't want to know. No one do that. Nobody do that. Yeah, something helpful needs to be Sebastian's Law. Not some crazy BSU makeup Betty. Yeah, exactly. That's oh man, and she was about to. She was about to start making up some more BS. But I will be back tonight. I don't know if you heard me like yell my dog's name. Like I was like, all right, but I thought she was like shaking really bad, but she wasn't. She was just licking herself, like going to town, like licking her arm. And I think it's because of that stuff that got on them. So I'm gonna make sure when Vincent gets home, he's gonna be home any minute now, that we go and give them some baths. So if you guys weren't here for the beginning of the stream, Monday's been Mondaying for me. So tonight I don't know what we'll cover tonight, actually. I know there's a lot of different cases we could cover, like, different case updates, but we will I'll let you know here soon after I see what's going on, around the area. But Betty does go to court here in a few days. I think it's the 20th, so 9 days, counting them down. But thanks again for being here today, guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share on your way out. I will see you guys all on the next live. If you're not subscribed to my other channel, it is Titanium Built. It's all one word, Titanium Built. And it is a true crime channel, and we just talk strictly true crime over there, and we cover all the cases that are trending, all the cases that are not so trending, missing person cases, all the cases. So if that's something that you are into, don't forget to go over there and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next live. Bye, guys.